Okay, everybody, welcome to the class. So we're gonna start and well, today is Thursday, tomorrow is the last class of this week, and then we finish on Tuesday, the whole classes. And remember, to the ones that have not sent yet the papers for the next level, it's very important for you to do it as soon as possible. And also remember that for the weekend, we need to finish the whole platform. So it's very, very important. Okay, and the class of today is this one. And this is the question for today. So at least the exercise 4.3 should be done by today. So that is very, very important. And as usual, we're going to check about the attendance. Ada Azucena Cáceres Mendoza. Good. Ana Claudia González Velázquez.
Present, teacher.
Good. Dani Josué García Martínez. Oh. Second, something happened here. Hold on a second. Okay. The Chrome was frozen, so let me just move on here. Okay, good. So Dani Josué García Martínez. Fernando Marvin González Martínez. Francisco Eduardo Figueroa Mejía.
Present, teacher.
Good. Heidi Eugenia Salguero de Rivas.
Present, teacher.
Good. Iliana Giselle Cañas Escobar.
Present, teacher.
Good. José Marcos Rodríguez Ayala.
Present.
Good. José Osmin Rivas Navas.
Present.
Good. José Wilfredo Ayala Sorto.
Present, teacher.
Good. Juan Miguel Bran Mejía. María Alejandra Barrientos Romero.
Present, teacher.
Good. Ramón Enrique Mata Escobar. Roberto Luis Umaña Orellana. Roxana Ivette Asensio de Mejía.
Present.
Good. Sonia Guadalupe Benítez de Claros.
Present, teacher.
Good. Zuleima Ivonne Moreno de Hernández. Okay, perfect. So we will start on the class of today. First part will be for us to discuss some topics, and then we're going to continue with the test we're doing for this week. So, oops. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a video so you can check and then provide your opinion or comment about that one. So, here we go, my friends.
By 2050, our planet will be a
My goodness.
By 2050, our planet will be a
Yeah, it seems the internet is not. Or
By 2050, our planet will be a vastly different place. By 2050, artificial intelligence will be everywhere. AI-driven stores will allow you to purchase goods without cashiers or waiting lines. AI will diagnose and treat patients, manage transportation, and analyze massive quantities of data. AI chatbots and voice recognition systems will sound like and behave just like real people. AI will be implemented into robots. By 2050, robot dogs and other pets will serve as companions. Robots will dominate factories and begin to serve as teachers, cooks, pharmacists, law enforcement officers, athletes, and other professionals. In 2050, universal translators will remove all language barriers and voice recognition will be ubiquitous. Hundreds of sensors will be installed in our clothes, homes, and overall environment to monitor our well-being and improve our lives. Computing will change. By 2050, we may run on quantum computers. Based on the properties of quantum physics, quantum computers could deliver massive leaps in computing power, outstripping any current transistor-based models. AI and computers will integrate into humans. Brain chips like Elon Musk's Neuralink will treat neurological disorders like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, spinal cord injury, and blindness. These brain chips will allow people to control computers and prosthetics with no physical interaction. By 2050, we may be controlling things with our minds and communicating through brain signals. By 2050, robotic prosthetics may be stronger and more advanced than our own biological ones. Prosthetic eyes and ears will enter the market, curing blindness and deafness. And in 30 years, like AI, virtual reality will be everywhere. People will try on clothes in virtual reality closets, and holograms will bring FaceTime to a new level. VR platforms will allow you to move around while staying still. We will be able to travel the world and experience life on other planets, all from home. In 2014, 320,000 new electric vehicles were registered around the world. In 2019, that number was 2.3 million. By 2025, global EV sales are projected to surpass 10 million. And by 2050, the majority of automobiles will be electric. Gas stations will disappear and be replaced with at-home charging stations, refueling vehicles in as low as 10 minutes. Automobiles will become driverless. As of now, Tesla vehicles already have autopilot features that achieve Level 2 automation on the Society of Automotive Engineers Vehicle Automation Ranking. Other companies, such as Google, have invested billions of dollars into self-driving technology. Currently, it's expected that fully autonomous Level 5 vehicles will roll out to consumers in the late to mid-2020s and become commonplace in the 2030s. By 2050, people will be hopping into cars with no steering wheel. Thousands of autonomous vans and semi-trucks will travel across country, delivering packages and shipments with no human interaction. Drones will do the same for shorter distances. By 2050, swarms of drones will be delivering small packages from floating or vertical warehouses. There will also be surveillance and security drones, along with drones for construction, entertainment, and agriculture. eVTOLs, or electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, will provide urban transportation. Currently, there are several working eVTOL aircraft prototypes. The urban market for them is massive, and studies have revealed that the technology could become highly profitable. One of the companies working on eVTOLs is Uber, who wants to make aerial ride-sharing a reality. There's also Airbus, who have their drone-like Airbus pop-up concept. If Uber, Airbus, and other companies succeed, we could see widespread adoption of the technology. By 2050, cities will likely have air taxis everywhere. But that may not work. Elon Musk says that roads must go 3D, which means either flying cars or tunnels. He believes the answer is tunnels. Right now, Elon Musk's Boring Company is digging small, experimental tunnels under cities. If Musk can significantly cut down boring costs, by 2050, cities will have thousands of tunnels underneath them. Another one of Musk's brainchilds, Hyperloop, will revolutionize long-distance land transportation. Hyperloop, the idea for vacuum maglev high-speed trains, could speed up to 700 miles per hour. A trip from Los Angeles to San Francisco would be only 43 minutes long, compared to a 6-hour car ride. By 2050, Hyperloop systems will certainly be constructed, and replacing airplanes may evolve into the most popular type of long-distance domestic travel. But for travel between continents, airplanes will remain dominant. With improved batteries, we could see electric airliners take to the skies. In addition, several companies are working to bring back supersonic aircraft. These aircraft are certainly not airliners, but small-scale jets meant to carry only 10 to 100 people. By 2050, we could have Concorde-like, but safer, supersonic aircraft soaring through the skies. Or, as an alternative to airplanes, what if we traveled around in rockets? Well, Elon Musk wants to use his Starship to transport people all around the world soon. In Musk's Starship, one could travel from New York to London in only 29 minutes. Our energy system is transforming. Over the past decade, the cost of solar power has plummeted. Due to economies of scale and improved technology, the price of solar equipment has dropped by 89% since 2010. The cost for wind power has plunged as well. Due to these decreases, new solar and wind investments are usually cheaper than natural gas and coal investments. However, renewables still have one major setback: energy storage. For utility-scale systems, renewables need a way to store excess energy from windy and sunny days for cloudy and calm days. To help with this, researchers are developing new methods to store large amounts of energy. Some examples include storing energy as heat in materials, compressing air, or turning air into a liquid. Although it remains to be seen which method is best, these solutions will certainly be implemented for large-scale utility in the future. By 2050, renewables are expected to provide nearly half of all world electricity. But that's not all. As solar and wind begin to dominate the energy sector, fusion power will rise. Currently, fusion power is purely speculative. However, 35 nations are collaborating on ITER, a $20 billion project in France to test the feasibility of fusion for power generation. ITER will work by creating a fusion-powered plasma inside an experimental machine. The walls of the machine will absorb the energy, using it to produce steam that will generate electricity with turbines. ITER's first plasma is planned for December 2025. By 2050, we could have fully functional fusion power plants, operating more efficiently than any other power source in history. With NASA's Artemis program, it's planning to land humans back on the moon by 2024. SpaceX, Dynetics, and Blue Origin are all working on landers for the project. After the moon, NASA wants to send humans to Mars sometime in the 2030s. SpaceX is even more ambitious. They are developing the Starship, a rocket that they hope will send humans to Mars by 2024. Once they get there, SpaceX plans to establish a permanent colony. By 2050, Elon Musk plans to have a Martian city with as many as 1 million people. SpaceX is also developing Starlink, thousands of satellites that will provide the world's most advanced broadband internet system. Other space companies such as Blue Origin, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, and Virgin Galactic are all racing for space as well. In 30 years, we might have a permanent colony on the moon, space hotels in orbit, and humans on Mars. By 2050, our food consumption will be wildly different, mostly due to meat. Livestock contributes to 15% of human greenhouse gas emissions and uses 26% of the Earth's terrestrial surface. To feed our growing population while lowering emissions, we must move away from meat. Assisting with this are meat alternatives. Companies like Beyond Meat and Impossible Foods have obtained billion-dollar valuations, supplying the rapidly growing meat alternatives market. In addition, plant-based diets as a whole are growing in popularity. Then there's cultured meat. Cultured meat is meat produced by in vitro cell culture. It avoids the slaughtering of animals and produces very minimal emissions. By 2050, we will likely have in vitro T-bone steaks produced for the masses. To meet the demand for increased plants and the growing population while escaping the uncertainty of the changing climate, farms will move indoors, vertical, and into cities. The vertical farming market is exploding. By 2050, there will be large-scale vertical farms all around the world, feeding the growing population while using very little land and water. As our food consumption transforms, biotechnology will advance. While prosthetics replace large organs, stem cells will regenerate injuries and diseases. Stem cells, which can be guided into becoming a wide variety of specific cells, will be used for therapies. Eventually, like brain chips, stem cell therapies could help those with Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, but also those with type 1 diabetes, heart disease, burns, cancer, arthritis, and all sorts of other diseases. Another biotechnology is gene editing. Using CRISPR/Cas9 technology, scientists can now remove strands of DNA that are causing illnesses and replace them with different ones. In the future, scientists hope to cure lifelong inherited diseases with this technology. While we decarbonize the world's economy, we will utilize carbon removal technology. Carbon capture and storage will catch carbon emissions from a source and then transport them underground, leaving the atmosphere unaffected. Advanced technologies will remove carbon directly from the air and seawater. Additionally, some minerals naturally react with carbon dioxide, and we can use them to convert carbon from gas into a solid. It's not sure which of these strategies is best, but in the future, we will certainly see their widespread implementation. If you enjoyed this video, it would be amazing if you like and subscribe. Also, remember to check out the comments and join the conversation. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.
Okay, what did you get from this one?
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, everything that the video mentioned is really amazing because they show you one part in how the technology advanced, and the technology every day make a high advance.
okay.
Yeah, in this case, that if you think or if you think, I guess that if we continue with damaging, I don't know if we could say damaging the environment, I don't think that we will achieve the 2050.
Okay.
But the intelligent artificial is really good.
Yeah,
It's
it
really
looks good.
fantastic if you reach if you make a search about that, you find really important information, and also your brain wake up about that, and you want to learn more and more and more. So it's really cool.
Yeah. And you are right. I mean, it looks amazing, but I don't think it's going to be possible. All of that by 2050, right? So, I mean, we are in 2022 right now. So,
And also, teacher, if you think when your feet on the earth, we could say,
mhm,
what about the cost?
yeah.
So I don't think so that will happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult, as you say.
Yeah.
It's totally difficult. But
Yeah.
anyways, let's see what happens, right?
Okay, we're gonna reach the 2050.
Hey, hopefully, yeah. If Russia and the US are peaceful, maybe
Yeah.
we're gonna.
That's the first one.
Yeah, the world is crazy right now. But anyways,
If Putin decide that we can go be there at 2050, I was so surprised what a good investigation this guy made.
Yeah.
And different things were surprising me. For example, the proposal for transportation, this hyper something that is like it was like I don't know how to say, but it was, I don't know if it was kind of train or something like that. But
Yeah.
it was in a, I don't know if it's correct too. No, it was like in a, I don't know. It
Yeah.
was in a crystal thing.
Yeah,
And it
like
was,
capsule or anything like that.
Excellent, exactly, capsule, exactly. That seems surprising because that investigation said that it was it was supposed to be implemented like in 2024 and we are in 2022. It's not so far. And you see news every day that someone is using cars with that is flying, etc., etc. Another thing that it took my attention is the city they mentioned Elon Musk is planning to have in Mars, I guess, with a million people living there. And it was coming to my mind a lot of films that we have seen, a lot of pictures of movies, let's say a lot of movies presenting this reality that maybe we are not so far away. And remember that during COVID-19, there was like a meme where supersonics were they were in class, attending classes at home remotely, and that happens with COVID-19, also working remotely. There were some things and sometimes it's like these type of things show us how the future will be. I remember there is a film of people that in the earth is ill. I don't know. There are like some flies that go out and they transport people to I don't remember if it's Mars or something like that. And in that planet, the other planet, people get well and they receive all the medical assistance and stuff like that. And the other thing that took my attention, it was about the chip and also the DNA technology. And wow, what a big investigation this kind of like
This,
whole process.
sorry
Hopefully,
to interrupt you,
mhm.
but I guess that this guy applied the saying, why you drink and drive if you can fly and smoke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
something like that. See, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting, as you say. I mean, there are things that you feel that are kind of science fiction, but as you say, nowadays, now it's happening. I mean, for example, one of the things that is possible right now is to print organs, right? So that is something that is, I mean, a long time ago, wow, that was crazy. But now it's possible. It's possible to print anything that you may want in 3D, I mean, whatsoever. So there are many things that probably are going to be very soon here. Very good. Any other comment or opinion on the video?
Hi guys, hi teacher, good evening.
Good evening.
I saw in the video that there are many technical advances in medicine. Sorry. In medicine and all about technology like astronauts, new city, obviously new citizens and things like that. But the thing that I am aware, I think is the word. It's about, okay, we will have all these developments, okay, and all of this stuff. But how will be the cost of afford some of these things? Okay, if you pay attention to what we are doing right now, for example, in here in our country, we have a minimum income. I don't know how to say this in English, but minimum income. Okay, so with 65 bucks, what can you afford right now? Okay, And like the video saying 2024, what kinds of things could you afford with the same amount? So there are many good situations, but for me is two, I don't know how to say this in English, dos extremos, two extremes maybe.
Okay. Okay,
The
two
people,
sides.
two what? Sorry.
Two sides of the story.
Okay, two sides of the story. People who can afford for this stuff, for these situations, and people who cannot afford about these situations. So for me, the two sides will be extremely, okay? And it's all about yes or no. Can you afford it? Yes. Okay, you're good. Can you afford it? No. Okay, you are bad, and you will have a bad situation. I am not talking about that it's good or evil. I'm talking about what could you afford, okay? Because as me, for myself, as a Salvadorian with not with a minimum, but with an average income, I think I could not afford anything of these kind of situations, okay? For me or for the countries in ways of development could be like a dream, okay? For me, these kind of situations could be for people who really can afford about the situations, like obviously like Elon Musk, maybe Bill Gates, if he's still alive, and people who obviously don't have an income about $1,000, maybe $2,000. For me, it's we're talking about people who is or who are maybe, I don't know, $50,000 at a month, okay?
Yeah.
In order to pay these situations or to pay these kind of things. For example, like you said, they will be maybe printing organs in order to regenerate your bad situations about cancer or something who will be bad for you, but could you afford this kind of situations? Okay. Ana Claudia mentioned one movie. I think it's Mars or something like that. It's with Matt Damon. Okay.
Yeah.
And there is another movie which name is Repo Men. Okay, it's about a futuristic situation where organs are printed and are put on you. But if you don't pay the rent for these organs, these men go for hunt you, and after 3 months that you won't pay these organs, you will be dead because they go and chase you and they extract these organs from you in order to give these organs to other people who, yes, they will afford these situations or these organs. So it's good if all of these situations could be affordable for all people, but is bad if you can't afford it. Okay, for me, that's my reflection and my point of view. I am not talking about that all of technical development are bad. I just going forward about this situation. Okay, for me, it's that's my opinion. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. So you actually, your point is a valid thing. I mean, um, right now life is more expensive. I mean, if you see like basic things like eggs or cheese, I mean, who said that cheese was going to cost $5, $6 the pound? So
Yeah,
that's very expensive, right? I mean, 3 years ago that wasn't the case, three and something, right? And so, of course, maybe we're going to have a lot of beautiful things, but as you say, not everybody's going to be able to pay for them. So, yeah, and that happens even nowadays. I mean, what can I say? For example, I have a big TV. I really like to play video games and watch movies in a big TV. But I have a lot of friends, but nowadays they still don't have a big TV. They have a regular TV, and nobody, somebody will say that that is normal, that everybody has a big screen on the living room. So it's because I mean life is hard, it's difficult, right? So, and then in the future there will be probably many other good things that are going to be amazing, but
yeah.
maybe we won't be able to pay for them. Good. Any other opinions or comments about the video? Okay, so let's discuss about on the video you saw a lot of things. Which of those things do you believe are going to be possible in the near future, in the 2050? They say a lot of things about medicine, about technology, about transportation. Uh, which ones do you believe are going to be possible for by 2050?
I'm late, okay, but I could see some things in the video. One of those things was about the bus, like a drone, okay, uh, but related to this kind of um, um, automobile, no? Yeah.
Yeah, vehicles.
Okay, vehicle. Yeah, you're right. Uh, there is a vehicle that not is a kind of vehicle, but there is a way to you that you could use in order to go from one point to other point, and that's and the name is the hover I don't know how to say, but no, it's the jetpack. Okay,
Oh,
so the jetpack for me is an amazing thing. But if you go further and if you investigate the price, the cost for this element or for this thing, it's about $20,000. Okay, so uh, it's very expensive. Okay, but it's a good way. And if you think, or no, if you see beyond maybe this kind of uh, vehicle could be a solution to a big problem, which is the pollution, okay? Because, okay, the jetpack, it's like a vehicle, a kind of vehicle that you put in your back, uh, like an Iron Man, okay? And you could fly and you could go from, for example, from Santa Ana to San Salvador in about 20 minutes or less, okay? But what is the cost of this situation? There is one, and another thing that I could see, all the food could be cosechar, harvest, yeah?
harvest, yeah.
That you could harvest from the verticals farms, okay? you could harvest this food from your building maybe, but obviously they won't be for free, okay? And obviously the same question, could you afford this situation or could you afford about this kind of food that maybe could be organic or something like this? But obviously, if you will live in this building, you will afford, or you could be, or you could afford this food. But if you don't live in this kind of buildings, you won't obviously afford this situation. So there are the two sides of the story. Okay, but for me, it's all the things that are related to develop what is this name? E plus D, yeah? I plus D. Investment and development, it's good, but it will be better if all the population, yeah, or if all the people could afford these kind of things, no matter what I don't know if this is correct, what social class are you? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. That will be the optimal, right? And you are right. I mean, one of the biggest dream of humanity are flying cars or something like that one, right? I remember that when I was a kid, actually, I was dreaming about that one and holograms. I mean, TVs like hologram. That was something that I really would like to see in flying cars. And it's something that's still under developing. Actually, I believe it's possible nowadays, but it's very expensive. I have a friend, that he is an expert in drones. He has certifications and things like that. And I was speaking with him, why don't we build a big drone? I mean, something where two people can fly to other places. And we started planning and we had a budget. The budget was about $15,000 for the prototype, which was expensive, but not that expensive. But we face a lot of problems. One of the problems is that, at least here in El Salvador, we were not able to find people that are able to build the structure. I mean, yes, there are people that they can build structures, but this has to be with a material that is special, and the unions has to be very resistant. I mean, it was difficult. We were not able to find a single company, even biggest company, they were not able. And then we had another problems like security. I mean, if you have your car, for example, and then the battery fails, I mean, you are stuck, but nothing happens. You are stuck. But what happens if the vehicle fails in the air? I mean, we cannot. We have to have a security system on that one. Also about linings. I mean, you know that airplanes, when they are flying, they have a system where the linings hit the plane and just goes through the plane. Many things. But also the laws. I mean, even if the prototype was able to fly, we need to go to the government and explain the situation and ask for permissions. It was so difficult. Uh, of course, maybe in other countries is a little bit better. They have more open people. There are more companies that are able to do this kind of works. So I have seen so many videos of flying drones with people, and that is something that I believe in the near future might be possible, and maybe not that expensive. So that is that is interesting. I hope
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. Like the Jetsons.
Yeah. Yeah, I was watching a video, maybe I will share with you that one later on, where a guy I believe it was in Indonesia or the Philippines, something like that. He actually built a first prototype of a drone, and he was flying. I mean, and actually, one company pay a lot of money so they can develop a flying car, but that was like 5 years ago. I mean, and what happens? I mean, something must be happening because if that was so successful, we should be seeing some flying cars by this year, but something's going on. So it's not that easy, right? But a lot of people are interested in that kind of things. And yeah, the jetpack might be very, very good as well. So good. What other things from the video do you believe might be possible by 2050?
Well, to be honest with you, I think the implementation of robots and chips and humans, because right now when people need how to say that como ¿cómo se
That's
le dice cuando le agregan algo a su cuerpo? Por ejemplo, cuando eh, prótesis.
a processes. Yeah, it's like that.
It's okay. For example, talking about prostheses, I think that I saw some movies. I don't remember the name, but they use maybe mental control to move the
The processes.
yeah, it's interesting because the video was talking something about that, and I imagine that in the United States, for example, can work on that because they always are looking for a new project or new implementation, just just for spend time maybe. And I imagine that that type of solution could be a big solution in rich countries maybe, because you was talking about the coast, and I imagine that El Salvador is not available to im- to implement in everything. And maybe well, I was thinking then in the chip is really easy because you don't need a chip really, because right now we can live with technology or with a cell phone, for example, and maybe your cell phone is like a leadership, and the government or other companies or bad person can listen your calls or something like that. So I imagine when the video says something about the chip, they was talking really talking about that leader part or a little chip. But right now we are living a little about that because uh, is technology is maybe is the door to the I don't know, to the rest of the world. It's really complex because you don't need a chip. Yeah, right now we are living some maybe some como antesalas.
Like a pre version or pre something.
It's a little previews
Mhm.
because for example, NASA, they always are traveling to the moon, looking for different things in some places, and I imagine that maybe we can maybe I don't know, we can spend money or time on that type of stuff, but I think that right now the rich countries, they will spend time and money on that, and maybe we right now we are living the previous, and I imagine that some of uh, that stuff are coming before than the 2050.
Okay, very good. Yeah, actually, it might be possible. Let's hope, for example, the one that you were saying about the prosthesis, that should be very good. I mean, just to have a
Mm,
very nice prosthesis that is able for you to move it like the regular hand, right? Like the regular part of the body with your mind. So that would be fantastic. And yeah, you are also right. Technology is moving on, but also is kind of dangerous, right? Because
mm,
now we don't have any privacy. I mean,
mm,
I work for Google and we know that we have some artificial intelligence, and some machine learning that even if you are not using the cell phone, if you say, "Oh, I would like to have a blue shirt," then the cell phone is going to start showing you blue shirts for you to buy, right? So
Oh, so you're confirming what we were thinking wasn't
mm,
like somebody talking that could be or not could be.
yeah, actually, that is
mm,
something that happens. Facebook does it
Mhm.
mm,
Today
all.
I was talking with a friend about going to a place in Antigua Guatemala, Festival de las Flores. Believe it or not, after I took in the next 5 minutes, I took my phone and I opened Facebook. You just don't imagine how many companies were showing up, showing different tours going to that place.
Yeah,
mm,
that
Yeah.
is true. I mean, and there is no
We were
privacy.
just talking. Well, we were chatting in WhatsApp.
Okay, yeah, that is even worse. I mean, if you are
Mm,
actually using your cell phone, I mean, but
mhm.
that happens also when your cell phone is there. I mean, you leave your cell phone there on the table and you are speaking. The machine learning identifies some word
mhm,
like
Yeah.
buy, like blue, like shirt, and they say, okay, this person needs a blue shirt. We're going to go and move on, right? So, and
Mm.
that
So maybe I will start speaking aloud how to become rich, how to become rich.
yeah, they're going to show you with the lottery you can, you know, they will show you something anyways. But yeah, that is true. I mean, the artificial intelligence right now is developing a lot of things, machine learning, Internet of Things. There are many things that are going on right now. That is like what you say, the base is the base for the things that are coming for the future, right? Things are easier and technology is faster than any time in the history, but of course we don't have any privacy. I mean, the only way for you
mm,
to have a real private life is not to have any social media or any device. And I believe nobody can do that nowadays. I mean, you need a cell phone, you need a computer, you need even I remember there was a scandal about a TV. I don't remember which brand was it, but the TV was listening to you even when the TV was off, and it was also recording videos. And there was a huge scandal. Then in the US there was a sue, and then I mean they retired the model of the TV and things like that. But I mean that happens. That is happening, and now we get used to do it, right? So it's a big problem. It's a big problem. Nothing is for free. So if you download an application that it says for free, you can use it. That is not true.
mm.
That is
That's
not.
the trick.
So
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
imagine, do you remember when we was a child and sometimes we were talking about the future? I don't remember talk about Alexa, for example. You know, Alexa is a real example that you are living the previous right now, because I don't have any Alexa in my house. But when I visit my best friend, she she has, I don't know, she has Alexa, Google, and she has the other one. I don't know, I don't remember the name,
Cortana
but yes, I guess, but
or Siri.
they city, I guess,
Siri.
they working in different place in her house. So for me it's really complex because I don't usually use that stuff, but she always, when we are in her house, asking for turn on or turn off the light or start a video or something like that. Is right now you are living a previews of the future.
That is so true. That is so true. I mean, in the future, that is going to be like normal, right? Like the something
Mm-hmm.
that regulates. I mean, for example, Google sells a product that is automatically is going to set the environment on the air conditioning. So that is like if you start, for example, at 2 in the afternoon, you have that cooler than the rest of the day, and you stop
Mm-hmm.
it at 3, automatically they'll start to doing that every day at 2. So it's very interesting how is everything doing, and also as Juan Miguel was saying, I mean, it's expensive. I mean, you were saying something when we were kids that maybe we didn't have any cell phone or internet at home. There was no need for that one. We were used to do some other stuff. But now nobody can live without a cell phone. That is
Mm-hmm.
an extra expense, and also the internet. I mean, cable. Nowadays, the streaming. I mean, Netflix and HBO. So maybe in the future that is going to happen. Everybody will need this kind of things at home. It's going to be a must. You must have it. So then that is happening. The world is also changing, is moving on, but at the same time, they are like creating needs for everybody, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why sometimes the money is less for us, right?
Yeah, I remember in the past, when I was a child, I imagined that in the future I will be a cable. Do you remember when rich people has a cable in their house?
Uh,
So I didn't have in that time, and I imagine maybe someday I will have, or I will pay, or something like that. But right now, nobody use cable.
yeah,
All people use apps and pay another price for apps. So uh, that's why I was saying that imagine you don't need a TV to watch movies or whatever, but you just need your cell phone. Your cell phone is like a leadership because you can live with your cell phone. You always are using your cell phone. When, for example, when you are taking ay, cuando se está bañando,
you're taking a
bath,
shower.
a shower. Thank you. When you are taking a shower, and you always are with your cell phone, so it's really complex. I remember the last time, the previous year, I guess, I read notice, and it say that if you check the Instagram, you have to tapar, how do you say, tap, cover, yeah,
Cover.
your camera, because the app can get some capture about your environment, or about you. So imagine, you say that we have no privacy. Yeah, it's really complex. But for me, right now, we are living the previews of the future in different ways, in a big form.
Okay, yeah, that is interesting. It's very interesting, everything that we're talking, because it's not only, I mean, we might think that just to move to the future is something that is like very good, but it's not always good, right? So there are things that we're paying. We're paying a price for these new technologies. So we're going to continue discussing that one, but first of all, we're going to check about the attendance. So let's see. Ada Azucena Cáceres Mendoza. Good. Ana Claudia González Velázquez.
Present, teacher.
Good. Dani Josué García Martínez. Fernando Marvin González Martínez. Francisco Eduardo Figueroa Mejía.
Present, teacher.
Good. Heidi Eugenia Salguero de Rivas.
Present teacher.
Good. Iliana Giselle Cañas Escobar.
Present teacher.
Good. José Marcos Rodríguez Ayala.
Present.
Good. José Osmin Rivas Navas.
Present, teacher.
Good. José Wilfredo Ayala Sorto.
Present, teacher.
Good. Juan Miguel Bran Mejía.
Present, teacher.
Good. María Alejandra Barrientos Romero.
Present teacher.
Good. Ramón Enrique Mata Escobar. Roberto Luis Umaña Orellana. Roxana Yvette Asensio de Mejía.
Present.
Sonia Guadalupe Benítez de Claros.
Present teacher.
Good. Zuleima Ivonne Moreno de Hernández. Perfect. So let's continue discussing about this thing. So as we were saying, not everything is good, but yes, probably some things are going to be nice. Let's speak about some things in the future. How do you believe is going to be population in the year 2050? What's going to be the world population?
I think that uh, we are already todavía no hemos llegado. I don't know how to say this in Spanish, in English.
We still
We-
haven't arrived.
Okay, we still haven't arrived to take control of the population. But when this situation comes with all the people, could be complicated because in people or in people who have a kind of mentality maybe.
Yeah, mentality.
Mentality, like people who are in his 25 or 25 to 30, maybe those kind of people, they don't think to have kids. They are most likely to have pets. Okay, so I think we will have the two sides of the story. People who will reproduce, maybe. Yeah.
Reproduce.
Reproduce, okay. Maybe with no control, and another people, they will have control about the situation, but the control not will be maybe about, okay, just one and just like that, okay. Control about the law is mandatory to you have just one kid. But I'm talking around the world, not only in a country, because I think maybe in China or something, or some country like this, they are regulated. But these kind of situations could be most likely to developed countries, not to countries in way of development, because maybe all the people of those countries, they don't have the social responsibility. No, not is the social responsibility. It's like a mentality, who are mentality responsible about what means to take or to bring a kid to the world. Okay, I think in other countries, that's why they are thinking about, okay, are we ready for having children, or are one are one ready to have, not to have, to raise and to give the better to a child. For example, I think in Europe, this situation is very marked, because there are people who is in his 40s that they don't have kids already. But obviously in Latin America, it's not like this. In Latin America, I have to say that girls about 14 years, they are maybe with one kid. I'm not talking about generalizing, but in the situations, or maybe no, these situations may should happen, or may could happen in areas, or some areas that which they don't have the sexual education. Okay, they can think from future, and they just maybe thinking because this is nature, maybe. Okay, but they are not so conscious about that. I could think that in the future, in order to control the population, maybe could exist a law who take care of this regulation, not only in rich countries, but also in poor countries, maybe.
Okay, very good, perfect. So actually, this is interesting. Actually, this phenomena is already happening, and because society is changing and new generations are changing, a lot of young people, they don't want to have kids. Actually, they don't want to get married. I mean, they want to work, they want to travel the world, they want to have the best gadgets, have parties. Of course, it's not the same on all countries here. Latin Americans are countries that are more into family, get married, but there are countries in Europe that, I mean, marriages percentages have decreased. And also, there are, I mean, maybe you have read then in the news that there are some countries that they offer money if you come and live. I was reading about Spain, for example, some of small towns in Europe, they pay you if you come and you have kids in certain places. Of course, there are rules. You cannot move to other city. You need to live there. I mean, your kids they can move, but I mean, it's because there are small places that are disappearing. It's not possible to have a school or hospital there, and if they don't get new people there, these small towns are going to disappear forever. So things like that are happening, and in Europe is maybe the phenomena is happening more than in other countries. But anyways, we expect that the population rises. I mean, every year, even if you don't have kids or if you have 1 or 2 kids. Every year we are more people. That is also because elderly people are more. I mean, now the quality of life is better than in the past. I mean, a lot of people they are getting to the 80s or to the 70s. So we have a lot of elderly people and not that many kids. But anyways, we have more population, and that is going to impact in different ways in the society, in the world. For example, food, right? You have seen that now food is very expensive. So maybe in the future, definitely that is going to be more expensive, or we're going to have problems with food, water, and other resources. So population is one of the biggest things that we need to think about for the future. Any other comments on population? Okay, let's speak about medical changes. What do you believe we are going to have for the future in medical changes? We saw some of those, like the prostheses and some of those in the video, but what do you believe that really is going to happen for in the medicine field? So, what is going to happen by 2050 or 2060?
Maybe if the chip is will implement, maybe a company could create, I don't know, maybe some apps to scan the cuerpo, the body,
The body?
yeah, by the chip and get some status, and maybe has a IT department could say reset your system and your health. I don't know, maybe, or you know, like computer in a car. You use that computer and you can get the status of some bad things in your car. Maybe they could work in something like that to to get easier, um, I don't know, yeah, status or recipes than the present.
Okay. Very good. So yeah, probably something like that might be developed. I mean, I believe that scientists and technology companies they are working a lot in a chip that will be able for you to, I mean, to cure or at least to diagnose some of the illnesses. So that would be good, right?
Mhm.
Good. What other change do you believe might be happening for health in the medicine field for the future? Anybody?
Maybe in health, could be uh, um, implantes, but organs, órganos implantados.
Okay.
Organs implanted in your body in order to substitute the bad ones. I shared with you a video like a couple of minutes earlier that they are talking about, or no, the video not talk. The video doesn't talk. The video shows the medical advances with people with one people with Parkinson. This video I saw like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know when it was filmed, but for me, it's a good example what the technology could do in order to relieve these kind of situations. In the video, you could see a elderly people, which is a ex-marine, I think, and he moves, or he tries to move his arms, but he doesn't control them. But with a device that that he carry in his shoulders and controlled by another person, because this was I think this was a test. They raise a glass of water and drink this water. They can señalar, yeah, sign to another people and back. And those are things that he couldn't do because of his disease. And for me, I have to be honest, the first time that I see this video makes me cry, because there are many people, not in my family, fortunately, but there are many people which has many illness or many situations that they lose the control of the body, of their body. But this kind of devices could help and relieve, obviously, the situations. Another advance that in my opinion that will be the best, not maybe the best, but one of the best could be like the cure for this disease. I don't know if this is correct, this word.
Yeah.
For Alzheimer, yeah.
Yeah.
Because people who is living with another people with these kind of situations, it's kind of hard to see this person the way that they, I don't know how to say this, the way, la forma en la que ellos se deterioran, and all the processes that they have through they are losing their mind and forget what or which person are you and all the person that are around them. It's kind of difficult, and for me could be one of the best situations that they could find a cure. But obviously there are medical treatments, medical tests, and until these tests have not or could have not maybe approved by a organization, I think FDA or something like this.
Yeah.
This kind of this is not an investigation, okay?
Okay, research.
This kind of investigations are not approved and obviously are not able to give this cure to people, okay? But for me, those obviously the cure for cancer could be the best situation, but the other two could be one of the best. I hope people who are researching about this could find the cure in the next years, because and obviously this cure could be affordable for people, because obviously there are companies who are researching, but if one of these companies find a cure, they patent maybe they patent this situation, this treatment, or this kind of thing that they do with people, and no one or no other company is able to do the same, not until the years are passed away.
Okay, very good, perfect, thank you. So yeah, let's hop for the better on that one. I understand that they've been researching about these major diseases for a long time, like cancer, AIDS, Alzheimer, Parkinson, all those. We've been researching about that one a long time. So let's hope this time, this decade, or the next, or before 2050, some results actually come, right? Because yeah, I believe that is a big problem. I mean, there are diseases that are very hard, and they are killing a lot of people. And I mean, technology has moved a lot, so we need to research into that one. Any other about a medical field?
I think, teacher, that in the future, as you're talking about this advanced in medicine, some sickness like cancer, like SIDA, the scientific will find a cure for those uh, sickness. So it will be a very important advance in medicine, because a lot of death will decrease due to that advance in medicine. So it's important to find out fast, the soon possible, a cure, a solution for this illness or this sickness that actually currently don't have a cure.
Perfect. Yeah, that is probably what we expect, right? I mean, we really believe in people that are researching on that one to for them to get a solution. So, and also maybe to avoid any other pandemic or any other problem that we're solving. I mean, nowadays I see the news sometimes, and I mean, almost every month I see that there is a new virus that they found in a bat, or and people are like scared about that, and it's a big problem. So let's hope that doesn't happen anymore. Okay, let's talk about the other big topic about future technology. What devices do you believe we are going to have for the future? Something new, something innovative. What do you believe we're going to have?
Well, to be honest, teacher, we already have the hologram, but I know that right now it's really expensive. Maybe in the future could be affordable, and most of us could buy it.
But don't you think that might be a new device, a new thing that is going to come? I mean, for example, like 10 years ago, we didn't have the watches. Also, 5 years ago, we didn't have these watches that measure your heartbeat and things like that. So there is always something new. So what will be new in the new generations? What do you believe that we might be having for the future? So, for example, I was reading about a brain-computer interface. So you are going to be able to connect your brain to the computer. Do you believe that is possible? Something like that?
Maybe. I think this technology like Google Glass, I think it's connected to the, maybe not to the brain directly, but connected with your eyes movement, with your maybe with your corporal temperature or something like this. I think or I believe that this project is obsolete, maybe.
Okay.
But I think this project is obsolete because this is so advanced for this time, like the maybe like the iPad or the tablet who was presented by, I think, Steve Jobs or Bill Gates. One of them about in 1997 or something like this, and no one believes that this kind of device could be good for us. And I think that this project Google Glass is like this. We are not prepared already to have this kind of technology. But for me, I think that the smart watches are the previously or are the devices that is the step number 0, okay? In order to get another device or to have another device which helps you daily with all of your conditions and alert or alarm, no, warn you or alarm you about your healthy facts, maybe another kind of situations like are related with your healthy, yeah, I think.
Okay, very good, perfect. So, yeah, that might be possible, right? Maybe not directly to the brain, but you will be able to move or to express in different ways. So, like the gestures, you remember that sometimes on TV they had the gestures that you will be able to move just your hand and things like that. So, technology are moving on, and
Just for mention this about this topic, if you play video games, obviously they have or you maybe could you have the PS Cam, I think. Yeah, that maybe it's not directly connected with your brain, but here is what are you doing, okay? And he interprets what are you doing in order to replicate your movements in maybe in your game or your video game, okay, on the situation that you are um, having, okay.
okay. Yeah, that is true. I mean, not only the PC camera, so also, well, I remember that when my first Xbox, I got the Kinect, so it was a very good thing, right? So that was that was amazing. And there are many other things. So for example, what about holograms? Do you believe that in the future, maybe not in the 2050, but in the future, you will be able to interact instead of do a video call to do a hologram call. Do you believe something like that might be possible?
Yeah, I believe that it will be possible because, you know, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, we don't have video conference, and right now we have. So I imagine that it could be possible. Well, the last time I was talking with a friend that he has a smartwatch very interesting because I don't know if all the smartwatch working similar, but his smartwatch receive video calls. So that's why I imagine that in the future, uh, some companies develop that way to communicate with others. And in some movies we can watch something similar. So if you remember that movie de Regreso al Futuro, I guess
Okay, yeah, I remember.
they show different things in the past, but in the future. And right now we are living maybe everything. Well, right now we don't have carro voladores.
Playing cards.
Yeah, but maybe it could be possible. It's interesting because if you thinking about that movies, you have the idea that someone was thinking in that stuff a lot of years ago. So because that movie, I was a child when that movie was famous, and I don't remember what time is como que hace cuánto tiempo pasó.
How long was that happening?
Yeah, but right now we are living a lot of things, and I imagine that in the future we have a holograms conference, for example, for work or something like that.
Okay. Very good, perfect. So yeah, maybe right. We never know. People are also investing in this kind of technology, trying to develop
Mm-hmm.
it and doing things. And there are, I mean, in the video, I remember that there was another thing that I believe it would be very good. I don't know if that exists, but it's like imagine that you are in a store and then you see a shirt, a jacket, and then you can take a picture of yourself and you can see how it fits with you. I mean, which color is better for you, what size is the best, and then
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can buy at home knowing that everything will be fine. So that kind of technology, I believe, might be good, right?
Yes.
Good. Speaking about technology, I found this one that I want to show you. Let me see. Okay, so check out this one. This is an old one and it's not true, but imagine something like this. Okay, what do you think about that one?
Wow. My God. But that is not real, right? That is not in the market.
Well, I was researching about that. I never found it. And this is a video from 2014.
Well,
So,
I guess we are not too far of seeing people using that gradually.
I mean, that is amazing, right? Mayan, that is very good. I mean, you just check into that one. You can be swimming, make calls, watch videos.
Come on, it would be making you dependable of your cell phone. If now we are dependable at 75, 80%, that would be at 100%.
Yeah, mind that one. I mean, to have your
Mm.
cell phone everywhere. I mean, and you don't have to take it out. It's just like go there and that's it, right?
Wow.
So there are many things that may come, right? So that is what is interesting about the technology is that one. I mean, drones have come. We have a lot of new things, and probably a lot of other things are coming, right?
Wow.
But this is something that I
Amazing.
will buy actually. I will buy that.
I don't have any doubt you will purchase it. You know,
Yeah,
the function that when you are in the shower, maybe that helps because how many times we damage our mobile devices because water is in there, stuff like that. We can avoid an accident, and because the mobile phone, they can also explode or something. There would be an accident if something happens. That is the one that is important. Yeah.
yeah. Actually, it's a very good one. I mean, for example, you are listening to music and you don't like the YouTube advertisements, right? So that is the solution. So it should be very good. I don't know if they actually at the end are going to send this to the market, but I mean, it's a very good thing.
Very interesting technology they use because it's like a projector at the end, right?
Exactly, it's like a little projector. So, and I mean, apart separate from that one, the way that you can interact with that one, I mean, that is amazing.
The technology is amazing.
That is so true. Very good, perfect. Any other opinions or comments?
Teacher, I think we have some doubts about
I'm sorry?
this feature. So I have some doubts about this feature, this device. Because imagine you are seeing background, dark background, and you are wrong. What about the contrast, the contrast? And what about if you are seeing um, highlight, high or white background, you are kind of white or you are tattooed? What about the resolution in your your arms? So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it faces a lot of problems, to be honest with you. That is true. I mean, for example, I mean, have you seen a video on YouTube where some guys that are in a hotel, and nowadays almost all the hotels they have a sensor in the shower in the faucet, so they are trying to wash their hands. But the problem is that with white people it worked very nice, but with black people it didn't work. It didn't work at all. So yeah, I mean there are problems with this kind of technology, right? And also Yeah, other things. I mean, the reflection of the light, how it shows very perfect there on the hand, and I don't think that is possible because it's light is reflecting things, right? So I don't think that might be possible. But anyways, it sounds like I mean, it's something that I will buy. If it works, I will buy that thing. So it would be fantastic to have something like that. Okay, let's speak about something else. What about the economy in the future? How do you believe is going to be the economy in the world and in El Salvador in the 2050?
Mm,
How is going to be economy by 2050?
Teacher, I think we no longer are going to use uh, bills as we see them today. Only crypto coin. No more coins or no more 20s, 50s bills, hundreds, no more.
Yeah, I believe you are right. So maybe in the next 25 years, probably we're not going to be using like physical money. I mean, it's going to be everything virtual. So that is becoming very popular. And yeah, if governments agree on some legal things, probably it's going to be true. Perfect. So what other change do you believe we might have in economy? Is it going to be better? Is it going to be worse?
I think, teacher, that in the future will be more resources like food and, for example, the electric cars and the charge station will be in all places. But at the end, all these new things, these profit things for the human race will be in bad distribution, like always. So nothing will change for the rest, for the majority of the people in the world. Um, and for example, the basic food, the basic basket, I don't know the correct word, will increase its price. So the quantity of the people in deep hunger will increase. So it will be, and also something that are trigger this situation are the wars. For example, the war against Russia and Ukraine, and some things that those things will increase the price of oil. So for me, it would be worst.
Very good, perfect. So you are right. I mean, your point of view is, I mean, that has happened by now, right? So if we compare the economy today with the 70s, with the 50s, with the 20s, it's worse and worse, right? Everything is more expensive, and there are many things that are going to be involved in this one. I mean, crisis, politics, and yeah, if we have, for example, if we have more population, definitely there will be less resources for everybody. So it's going to be more difficult, and it's going to be maybe worse. And any other opinion about economy? Any changes that you might believe that might happen? Do you believe it's possible that the world changes the way that the economy works? I mean, if you think about it, for example, banks existed for a few years by now. I mean, I guess in 18 something it was invented, the banks, and then the profit and the interest and things like that. Before that one, the economy was totally different. So economy has changed a lot. And as Marcus said, we live in a perpetual crisis, right? Every time is the inflation is coming for us because I mean things that happens in the United States, in Europe, affect everybody in the world. So, do you believe that the way the economy works might be different in the future?
Maybe if you think in a developed country, the economy will be better than the present. But if you are talking about El Salvador, I don't imagine because I think that the most of person are um, consumer active, consumidores activos, active consumers,
Yeah,
right?
active consumer, yeah.
And all the time are looking for how can they spend the the resources. So for me, it will be better for developed countries. For example, millennials, you was saying that population are increased, but if you remember, China has a rule, I guess, that they just have to do one kid, I guess, or I don't remember the country,
Yeah,
but imagine right now some person don't want to have kids or establish a relationship with others. So I imagine that if maybe economy is a complement between money and population because right now the our country are increase all the time are ¿qué es? Naciendo borning
getting
no
born.
naciendo bebés,
Yeah,
you know,
babies getting born. Huh?
yeah, babies are coming all the time. And if we are talking about the economy or country, it's very,
Yeah.
very complex. So I imagine that maybe the benefits are coming to developed countries has the previous time because we don't have control with population and we always are spending our money in different stuff has dollar city, you know, you are looking for a specific material and you finally spend a lot of money. So we don't have the maybe the financial mental because we don't have money. And if we have a little, we spend all the time. So it's weird when you are talking with someone and the other person say that they try to save money. It's really weird. And I imagine that in the future has the Haiti, I guess, was
Mhm.
saying that we or the other countries will will use
Coins.
crypto, yeah. And I imagine that it it would be possible. Right now we are living that. And it's really complex. And talking about the economy, always we are talking about the other countries because we don't have a healthy economy. But in general, we are living a little of that types things, and maybe our kids or the son of our kids will believe in that situation.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit complex, right? Because you can see, at this point, you can see that everything is related, right? Um, Economy with the technology, with all the decisions that we make. I mean, yeah, you are right. So even in Latin America, some people say, I want just one kid or maybe two maximum, right? In the past,
Mm.
it was like five kids, four kids in a family.
Mm.
Now everybody says, no, life is very expensive. We don't want, I
Mm.
mean, there are people that they say we don't want any kids. I mean, I can get married,
Mhm.
but not kids at all, right? Because life is so expensive. And we know it's almost sure that in the future, even with this model of economy or with a different model of economy, I mean, life is going to be expensive, right?
Mhm. Yes.
So let's see what happens when new generations also take control. I mean, they have different ideas. And that is something interesting to check, right? So let's hope for the better as well. What about politics? How do you believe is going to be politics in the future? Any opinions on politics?
I have an opinion.
Go ahead.
I think
I
that
think that's never going to change.
Okay.
yeah, that was my opinion too.
Okay.
I think picture that with in the future, every time the politics, the person in the politics are younger than the past. But I I like to talk about the process of politics, not the politics person,
Of course.
because like he say, never probably never will change. But I hope in the future that the process of choose politics maybe will be easy for us, or maybe will be throughout the use of technology, because nowadays is very complex, the process to um choose president or mayor, or I don't know I don't know how to say, or congressman
Congressman, yeah.
or congressman, yeah. That process, I think, even since I was a child, is the same. Never change that process. So we need to change for that, and avoid, I don't know, um, something result that seems false or something like that. And we need that process faster, because it's complicated nowadays.
Okay, very good. Actually, yeah, you mentioned two things. I mean, people, I mean, the people that are involved in that kind of situations is not always like good people. I mean, they want a benefit for themselves and the party they are, right? They're friends. So we know that we're kind of in problems there. And the process, I mean, yeah, the process is also complex. It's difficult because I mean, if we don't change the process, of course, nothing's going to change. And the problem is that for the process to be changed, the ones that are going to change the process are the ones that are in the power. they will never change the process, right? Because that's what allows people to be there in the chair, in the power. So yeah, it's a difficult thing, and maybe you are right. Sadly, this is one of the maybe the only thing that maybe never change, right? Only might be changing if people do something. But anyways, if people do something about it, you need to choose one or a group of people to be in charge of things, right? So it's kind of difficult and complex. Any other opinion about politics? Okay, and do you believe, I mean, we have had war since the beginning of times. Do you believe that there will be a time there, maybe not in the 2050, but in the future, in the far future, that we are not going to have wars anymore?
Mm, It's really difficult because, if talking about other countries, if you are a country and if you have something that I don't have, maybe I want. So that's why the war is coming always. And it's really, really complex because maybe it's possible reduce the or decrease the worm, but I think that it's more work on education and values or something like that because everything start in the mind. It's like em, how do you say envidia?
Envy,
Yeah, it's like a envy
envy.
and envy. Thank you. And you can see in big or little things. So when you have a friend and maybe uh, you are talking with your friend and start to talking about other person and you always are maybe saying some or heard some word things because someone is feeling envy. And it's the same when you are talking about countries because, for example, if you are United States and you are and you have petróleo, how do you say petróleo?
Oil,
Oil, thank you. And you have oil and I don't have, if I have the change to get it, I will do something to get. So it's really complex. I imagine that it's more than uh, work on the in education in values or things like that to try to change the world because always something are feeling envy about the others.
okay. Very good. So yeah, actually you are so right. I mean, and that is where also we can apply ethics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Respect. We need to respect others' opinion even when it's not the same opinion that we have. And we need to support, we need to listen, of course we have the right to speak. I mean, but that is a big problem. I believe that nowadays it's even worse and worse. I mean, I see people fighting in the world on the streets here in our country sometimes. That is, I mean, you don't know. I mean, maybe you're driving and I don't know if you're gonna have somebody that wants to fight with you. So it's difficult. It's very
Mm.
difficult. And you are right. Values, respect, patience, tolerance, all those things are very, very important. Not only for big words, but for our day-to-day life, right? So that is totally important. Good. Any other comments or opinion? Okay, my friends, so we're gonna finish the class of today. I'm gonna check the attendance. Before that, remember the ones who were not able to send yet the papers for the next level, please send them. It's very important so we can start as soon as possible. Also remember to finish the platform this weekend. That is very important. And also remember that you will be receiving the survey, the INSAFORP survey. So that is something that you don't do. You are going to do the INSAFORP survey in the class next Tuesday. That is very important. Okay, so that is it, and we're gonna check the attendance. So Ada Azucena Cáceres Mendoza. Good. Ana Claudia González Velázquez.
Present, teacher.
Good. Dani Josué García Martínez. Fernando Marvin González Martínez.
Present.
Good. Francisco Eduardo Figueroa Mejía.
Present, teacher.
Good. Heidi Eugenia Salguero de Rivas. Iliana
Present,
Giselle.
teacher.
Good. Iliana Giselle Cañas Escobar.
Present, teacher.
Good. José Marcos Rodríguez Ayala.
Present.
Good. José Osmin Rivas Navas.
Present.
Good. José Wilfredo Ayala Sorto.
Present.
Good. Juan Miguel Bran Mejía.
Present, teacher.
Good. María Alejandra Barrientos Romero.
Present.
Good. Ramón Enrique Mata Escobar. Roberto Luis Umaña Orellana. Roxana Yvette Asensio de Mejía.
Present.
Good. Sonia Guadalupe Benítez de Claros.
Present, teacher.
Good. Zuleima Ivonne Moreno de Hernández. Okay, my friends, it was a pleasure to be with you tonight. I hope you have a very good night. Rest very well. See you tomorrow and Dream in English.
Thank you, teacher. Bye-bye, everybody.
Good night. If
Thank
anybody
you.
wants to
Good
stay,
night.
it's for free to stay with you, with me on the one-on-one if you want to stay. So see you tomorrow. Good night.
Thank you, teacher. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, teacher. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Teacher, I don't know if you can help me with one exercise platform. It's related with the exercise 1.9. I have 3 of 5, but I don't know if I think for me that in the 1.9 exercise 1, it's about the parental information.
Okay.
And for example, in the first exercise, I think is the full sentence doesn't have hasn't doesn't have parental information. It's main all of it, and I don't know if I don't know how to put that answer if I have to paste all the sentence with no comma or just say no parental information. I don't know how to say that.
Okay. Yeah, let's check on that one. I'm showing you there the exercise. So number 1 is going to be the best way to achieve a productive and diverse environment is not just leadership by example, but through the use of detailed strategies. And in that one, we don't need a period. That is important.
Yeah, that is the problem, because I have the same, but I said at the end of the sentence the period. Okay. And the fourth one, it will be the same. No, diversity, the fourth.
The fourth is going to be diversity, comma, that has a comma.
Okay.
Diversity,
Okay.
comma, when it works, comma, increases profits for a company, period.
Okay, and teacher, I have a question in this one because I think when it works is when it works, comma.
Comma, yeah.
When it works, comma. I think when it works is something relevant in this sentence because I don't know that
Okay.
a cultural diversity when it work
Diversity, comma.
when the word increase because diversity because we are saying that diversity always increases profit for a company and I think it's only when it works. I think it's a main idea in this case and it's not possible to remove. I think it's not possible to
Actually,
remove.
yeah, but it's possible. I mean, if you say diversity increases profits for the company, it makes sense. Maybe it's better when it works, of course. But it's possible to remove that one. So at the end, it won't. It impacts a little bit, not that much, but it impacts a little bit the sentence.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Do you have any other here in this exercise or any
No,
other?
no, just those two.
Okay, perfect. And do you have any other question? Any other thing?
No, not for now, teacher. Thanks for the help.
Ah,
Good
it was
night,
a pleasure.
teacher.
Good night.
Have a
Have a
great day.
good night. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, teacher. Thanks. Good night.
Bye
See
bye.
you later.
Juan Miguel, do you have any questions? Any questions that I can help you with?